Hola chicos y bienvenidos a la clase de español en línea. Soy la doctora Nemchik, pero pueden llamarme profe. I'm Dr. Nemchik. Welcome to Spanish class online, S100. You will get to know me as profe. In this class, it's easier than Doctora Nemchik, but I am Dr. Nemchik. I'm really excited about this class. I love teaching introductory Spanish. I especially love teaching it in the summer session. It's extremely intensive taking language during a summer session. In 6 weeks' time, you are doing all of the language work of a 4-credit-hour course. And you're doing the same amount of work as you would during the regular semester. We have to do this, of course, right? So you would be getting the right credit for the class. So it is very intensive. And it's a push for all of us. Honestly, you know, they always tell you in classes that you should be spending 2 to 3 hours outside of class time in work for the class. So for a 4-hour class, that would mean you're spending an extra 8 to 12 hours, so a total of 16 hours a week in classwork. Maybe more, maybe a little less, depending upon if you've had any previous exposure to Spanish. Now, I know students always say, well, it never takes me that long to do all the work. I'm just going to warn you, with learning a language, especially learning a language in an intensive summer session, learning a language online, you probably will spend that amount of time. So just be prepared for that, okay? I don't want to scare anybody off. I think everybody can do this. I have had students who are working full-time who take the online Spanish in the summer. I've had students who do it with another course, although I really don't recommend that. That could be a bit overwhelming. I just want you to be aware of what this could entail. Okay, so this is my introductory video just to say hi, tell you who I am. I am an assistant professor in both history and world languages at IU East. My PhD is in Latin American history, and I have a native level fluency in Spanish, to having done graduate work also in Spanish. So I'm really excited. I love teaching this course. I love teaching not only the language, but also the cultural aspects of learning Spanish. All of the work for this course you will find in modules, and the modules are always on the left-hand menu. You can look at the tabs on the left-hand menu on course, click on modules, and then in there you'll have sections to each module. Go through them point by point to get done what you need to get done. For this course, you also need to register for my Spanish lab. My Spanish lab is where the majority of your homework will be done. On the home page and then also in the introductory modules, you have the access code you will need to register. And then once you are registered with the access code, you will need to put in our particular course code, which is also there, in order to enroll in our course. And then when you're in my Spanish lab, what you need to do is you'll see a calendar, and you click whenever there's a clock on the calendar. That means there's a due date on that day. So all the work needs to be done by 11:59 p.m. on that day. So click on the clock, it'll show you what to do. Some of the days it's going to look like there is lots of work. Over half of the homework in my Spanish lab is usually tutorials, so grammar tutorials and vocabulary tutorials, and then PowerPoint presentations going over the different grammar and vocabulary points. The assignments are fewer. So if you don't feel that you need the grammar points or the vocabulary points and tutorials, then at least click to open them so my Spanish lab records you having done them. You don't necessarily have to watch them the whole time if you don't feel you need them. So go through the introductory module, go through getting ready for my Spanish lab, post in the general discussion if you have any questions about on-course, about homework, about my Spanish lab, because generally if one person has a question, others might as well. and we can all benefit from interacting on course. If you have questions or issues of a more personal nature, of course, don't post those in the general discussion. You can email me. You all have to email me an introduction anyway, so you know how to find me. My email is CNEMCIK, so C in my last name, @iue.edu. Now, one last thing I just want you to be aware of. Our class starts on May 18th. I'm opening this up early so you can get kind of familiar with and introduced to our OnCourse site, the way I use OnCourse. I am actually going to be out of the country from May 9th until late on May 17th, so the night before classes start. I am taking a group of students to Costa Rica on a study abroad course. So I will occasionally be able to access my email, occasionally be able to access OnCourse, but it's not going to be with the regularity that you will see me do it during the summer session. It may be once a day. There's going to be a couple of days where we're in a place where we don't have Wi-Fi. So you are going to be waiting a little longer if you email me or you post questions on OnCourse. And I just want you to be aware of that. It's not that I'm ignoring you. It's not that I don't care about your questions or your issues. It's just that when traveling in a foreign country, you don't always have as easy access. And just be aware that throughout the rest of the summer session, I will be much more present. I will be much easier to find. Okay, so let's get started and let's have fun with learning Spanish. Adios.